Hello students, I am Sanjay Misra. I am present here with my one more video on set theory. In this video I will mainly discuss Venn diagram and how it is useful to represent a set, and then how it can be used to solve some practical questions. So I will be taking one by one. Okay. First is Venn diagram. It is a pictorial representation of a set here. Sets are represented by a circle or by an oval shape that is okay. So it is our selection whether we can choose this one or this one to represent a set, but we have different symbol for universal set. Universal sets are represented by rectangle. Okay, so whenever we represent any set, it must be enclosed by universal set. Okay. Well, students, I have given one example here, but before that you must follow this point, that the elements of a set are represented by dots. Suppose I take one example, A with 4 elements A, B, C, D. Then we'll put 4 dots. These dots can be put anywhere inside A. This represents A. So dots may be written anywhere inside A, and with this dot we will attach the elements A, B, C, D that I have written here, and everything must be enclosed within universal set. So this is the way of representing any set. Okay. Now suppose two sets are given, A and B, then by Venn diagram we can represent their relationship in one of these three ways. Okay. So what are the ways? Suppose everything of A is inside B, that means if A is subset of B, then this will be represented in this way, A inside B. So when all the parts of set A belong to B, this is one of the representation. Or next may be that something is common between A and B. Okay, so that may be written in this way. Suppose something is common, this is A, this is B. The common elements will be written here, and the uncommon elements here and here. This is for B and this is for A. So this can be another relationship. And third, it may be like this. Okay. if I write A here and B, so this represents that nothing is common between the sets. Okay, so other than these three, we cannot have any relationship. Okay, so that you have to remember, this will help you in solving the questions. Okay. Okay, I have taken one question based on two sets theory. The question reads, in a group of 65 people, 40 like cricket, 10 like both cricket and tennis. How many like tennis only and not cricket, and how many like tennis? Okay, so this can be solved very easily by Venn diagram. So since we have common element, because there are 10 people who are liking both the games, cricket and tennis, that's why. Okay, so I have taken this type of figure for two sets, in which I have taken some reason common, because we have this 10 which is common in both the sets. So 10 has been written here. Now since 40 people like cricket, so out of 40 I have written 10 here, so 30 will be written this side, so that the total becomes 40. And this number is not given, so that I have taken x. So what does this x represent? X represents those people who like tennis only. This is tennis only. Okay, and those people who like tennis, this 10 will be added to this. So the people liking tennis will be 10 plus x, and the people liking only tennis will be x. And what is this 65? 65 is sum of these three. So as given, 30 plus 10 plus x is equal to 65. That is, x is equal to 65 minus 40, that is 25. So this represents number of people who like cricket only. Is equal to 25. Okay, and number of people, it's not cricket, this is tennis, sorry, tennis only 25, and tennis means 10 will be added. So number of people who like tennis will be 10 plus x, that is 10 plus 25, 35. So this was an example to make you, to give you exposure how Venn diagram is useful to solve such questions, and when you solve the questions of reasoning particularly, you will find these diagrams very useful there. Okay. Well students, now I am discussing Venn diagram for three sets. So when you go for such questions, what you will find that there are 11 types of possibilities. 11 types. Out of 11, 4 I have written here, and next I will write the other ones. So in the first, what you find that suppose the name of the sets are given as ABC and nothing is common between them, then this is the representation. Okay, this is the first type. In second type, suppose C is the universal set, so inside C we have B and inside B we have A. So A is the smallest set, which is subset of B and C both, and B is subset of C. So this is another type, second type of diagram. Okay. Third, if suppose A is subset of B but both are different from C, then this is the third type. And fourth type tells you that something is common between A and B, and something is common between B and C, but nothing is common between A and C. So that is the fourth type. Okay. So they are the others. This is the fifth one. When something is common between A and B and both are totally different from C. So that is another representation. This is Sixth number, this is very common in the questions of your book, where something is common between all the sets, and again between these three sets something is common, between two sets also some parts are common. So that is the sixth representation. 7, both these sets nothing is common between them, and but both are contained in C, so that is another one. And suppose something is common between A and B, and both are subsets of C, then this is another representation. Similarly here, A is subset of B, some part of B is common with C, but nothing is common between C and A, this is the next one. Then similarly here, okay, you can find out something is common between C and A A is subset of B, then something is common between B and C also, so this is the next representation. And suppose this is the set A, which is present in the common elements of B and C, means all the elements of A belong to B and C both, then this is the other one. Now we'll give some questions based on this type of representation, and we will see that which will be useful for the particular question. But all these types will help you to solve the questions of mental ability, that is that will be required in some other examination also. So you must have mastery of all these figures, note it down properly. Now I am going for questions of sets containing 3 sets. Okay, so this one I have taken one question here. A school awarded 58 medals for honesty, 20 for punctuality, and 25 for obedience. If these medals were backed by a total of 78 students and only 5 students got medals for all the 3 values, find the number of students who received medals for exactly 2 of the 3 values. Okay. Now since we find these 5 students which are common, that's why we have gone for this type of structure, in which we have taken something common between this set and this, something in common in all the 3 sets, again here common between this and this set, okay, common, this portion is common between this and this set. Okay, so what data is given here? Suppose first the name of the set, H for honesty, P for punctuality, and O for obedience. So they are the names of the sets which contain these people. Now what we find, that 5 students or 5 people are common for all these 3 values. Okay, and if I take X here, X means the common between H and P. Okay, and if I take Y here, common between H and O, and Z here, common between P and O. So what is required here? Number of medals given for exactly 2 values. 2 values means it should be either X representing H and P only, Y, H and O only, and Z, P and O only. So we need to find this sum, X plus Y plus Z, because this number represents the rewards gone for exactly 2 values. Okay. Now some more question is left, so let us represent them by alpha, beta and gamma. Okay. Now sum of all these numbers is given as 78. This is 78. Okay. So first we write the equation, alpha plus X plus 5 plus Y plus beta plus Z, okay, plus gamma is equal to 78. This is what given. Sum of all these numbers is equal to 78. Now we have to introduce these numbers. 58, 20 and then 25. 58 means this total is 58. This total is 20 and this total is 25. So how to introduce this? First, alpha plus X plus 5 plus Y. Let us separate this. Okay. This part I have written, which will be replaced by 58. Now next is, till here we have written. Now if I take beta plus z, then to include 20, I have to add these two numbers. So suppose I add plus x plus 5. So that has to be subtracted. So that's why I am writing it here, x plus 5. Because this total is equal to 75. So whatever has been added to the left hand side, the same I have added to the right hand side. This number plus the next one in which only gamma is left. So gamma I have written here. With gamma we need these three numbers also to replace them by 25. Okay, so that's why I have to add z plus 5 plus y, and the same I have to add on the right hand side also. Okay, so this is the new equation in which we want to replace these numbers by 58, 20 and 25. So you know that this is given as 58. Next, this is given as 20 and this is 25. And what we find here, this is 78 plus 10, that is 88 plus x plus y plus z. So this will give you 58 plus 20, 78, and 78 plus 25 is 103 minus 88 is equal to x plus y plus z, and this is what? This is 15 is equal to x plus y plus z. Okay, so number of awards gone for exactly two values is 15, which is sum of x plus y plus z. Okay, so this is a very beautiful application of Venn diagram without mentioning any operation of set. We have calculated its value. So this type of discussion is very important. So you must have mastery over Venn diagram. Okay. Well, this is the end of this video in which we discuss about Venn diagram, the different types, and next I will discuss some different concepts of set theory in the next video. Okay, and till that time you solve all the questions related to Venn diagram, and you must subscribe this channel to get other videos, and it will continue in class 12 also, and also for your preparation of G Mains and G Advanced. So you must be a regular subscriber of this. It will help you a great deal. Thank you very much.